He does have 2 copies of Abrupt Decay, 2 copies of Pillar of Flame, a Naturalize, a Ground Seal, 3 copies of Duress, a Sever the Bloodline, 2 Dreadbores, a Grafdigger's Cage, and 2 Slaughter Games. Of these, it seems to me, Patrick, that he's just going to want to sideboard in more removal.
Yeah, that's definitely his best action for sure. His threats are so awesome that all he needs to do is sort of keep his life a little high and pick apart the most relevant stuff that Hugo presents, and his Thragtusks and Nighthawks and such would be more than enough to be able to carry the game after that.
Yeah, you see 2 copies of Devour Flesh, you see 2 copies of Rakdos Return, a Ground Seal, and even a card like Liliana that I don't particularly love here. I would just want my removal to always do what my removal is supposed to do, instead of present my opponent with a decision on what they want to sacrifice to my Devour Fleshes or my Liliana Veils, and I would just sideboarding cards like Sever the Bloodline, Dreadbores, you know, your Pillar of Flames or your Abrupt Decay, just to make sure that I'm always killing what I want to kill.
Yeah, it's almost like Greg's removal suite is that of a control deck with a bunch of card drawing.
Yeah.
He has all these singletons, which is fine when you're looking at a bunch of cards. You have Snapcaster to rebuy on your best targets. In a deck like this, I would want to be a little more homogenized with my removal suite. There's just the best cards to be playing in that slot, or the opposing cards you're most concerned with, and you should be trying to beat that stuff, and not just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, you know. And on Hugo's side, we saw the 3 Searing Spears in the sideboard. He has 3 Rest in Peace, 2 Zealous Conscripts, a Boros Charm, 4 Huntmaster of the Fells, and 2 Ray of Revelation. I think Huntmaster is probably for mono red or decks with a bunch of, you know, elves in it, that sort of thing. So I don't necessarily think they're in this matchup. But the Zealous Conscripts we saw, the Searing Spears we saw, and those are the cards that seem good to me here as well. He has 1 Boros Charm main and 1 on the board, which also is good here, A, because he's just a little more aggressive deck in the matchup, and B, Gregory has a ton of removal, and, you know, potentially things like Mizzy-Moore's Bonfire of the Damned, those kind of cards can be there as well, so protecting your best threats is pretty valuable.
Yeah. I think overall this matchup is one that probably favors Gregory, with so much removal in his deck. You know, Hugo can definitely get himself off to a fast start because he does have Foothoof Boar Hellrider in his deck, so you know, don't want to say that's impossible for him to win, but Gregory has so much removal in his deck.
It's worth noting that I've seen Jund a lot on camera, and I've never actually seen it win, so there could be a curse going on here as well.
Could break the curse.
And there's a mulligan.
And there's a mulligan from Jund. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not the
Maybe.
deck. Maybe it's you always here.
All I know is I don't think very highly of Jund, and I've never seen it win. And I'm not, it's a chicken and egg thing. Like, I'm not sure if it's just not very good and therefore it doesn't win, or because I've never seen it win, I concluded that it's not good. I don't have that good of a grasp of my own psychology to say conclusively, but I do know that I don't think it's good, and I've never seen it win. So,
well, this is the game where they're going to change your mind.
Yeah.
All your Jund players out here. And a fast keep on that mulligan of 6 by Gregory Mitchell. So we are underway. We are going to see an Avacyn's Pilgrim start the show for Hugo. We're going to him for Gregory, and he's going to pass it back. All right, an attack for 1. And just a cliff top retreat and say go.
Do we have a Farseek? Nope.
No, we do not.
That's a big one to miss here because Hugo get way out in front with a good 4 here.
Yep. Just Boros Charm, the draw step here for Hugo. You see a Rootbound Crag being pushed forward. We'll see if he has one of his awesome 4 drops to be able to play here. And just an attack for 1. Just passing the turn back, so very, very unexciting. Gregory, if you're Gregory, you got to be pretty happy about that. Not having a Farseek or anything. Stomping Ground's coming to play untapped here. And we're going to see a Vampire Nighthawk look to play a little bit of defense.
Do we have a? Yeah, I had to assume we have a Searing. We gotta have something.
Yeah,
we don't have creatures. We probably got spells.
Searing Spear says no, sir. Forest drawn here for Hugo. And
Thundermaw
Hellkite. Okay, that is the something that you were talking about.
Right, and he has Boros Charm in hand, so actually, Arbor, if he's able to attack uncontested next turn, is actually exactly lethal if he double strikes his Thundermaw Hellkite.
So that'll be 10.
And then the Arbor, and then the Pilgrim rather.
Oh, none of it matters. Dreadbore.
Okay.
And a Blood Crypt. Pass the turn back. Okay. Hugo draws a card.
It's a Strangleroot Geist.
All right, let's keep the beatdowns going.
Totally fine draw there. Knocking him down to 8 here is significant with Boros Charm in hand.
See a forest and just pass the turn back. Gregory's going to need some sort of Thrag, Tusk, Hunt Master of the Fells, something like that right now.
Yeah, he needs to gain some life.
Even a card like Killer Flame wouldn't be so bad. 4 mana. There's your Hunt Master.
Okay, that's
a
that's a big one.
Going to move up to 10. He's going to get a Wolf token. He's going to pass the turn back.
Is that Temple Garden? Yeah, we're a little land heavy there over on Hugo's side of the table.
Yeah, you see a Temple Garden, you see a forest, and you just see that Boros Charm still. So he is floating out a little bit poorly here. It just seems like, he just needed that one more spell to maybe push this across. So now he has to consider what he needs to do before Gregory actually stabilizes here. And Gregory is definitely threatening to stabilize with the Huntmaster of the Fells turning into Ravager of the Fells.
Yeah, and what is noteworthy here about Hugo's build of the deck, and I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong because the mana is what it is, but he has no copies of Keswick Wolfrun in his deck. So once he gets into this kind of spot, he's drawing much slimmer than a lot of other Naya style decks are, because Wolfrun makes it, a Wolfrun on this board in this game is completely different,
As you did see Hugo send in with both of his guys, Absence Pilgrim ended up biting the dust. No spell played, and Gregory almost misses the Huntmaster trigger. But remembers it, flips it into Ravager of the Fells. That's going to do 2 to the Strangleroot guys, which is going to make it a 3-2, and 2 to Hugo, which is going to bring him down to 18.
But 8 is a very significant life total with Boros Charm in hand. 13 is different. 13 is different.
13 is a lot different than 8.
13 is a lot different.
And this is where, things get tough, because now Gregory's drawing to, either creatures that are awesome or removal spells that'll take care of Hugo's creatures. He does have some bad draws, of course, in theory, in like a Farseek, but he has a lot more good ones than he has bad ones now.
Yep.
And his life totals at such, 13 is so much. Draw step.
There's a Flinthoof Boar. And really the only thing Gregory needs to be doing now is being conscious of Zealous Conscripts.
Yeah.
Just don't attack in such a way where that matters. Although, because of Boros Charm, and if Gregory's not anticipating that card, he actually might be more in range than he anticipates at certain points.
Yeah.
Yeah, the absence of Keswick Wolfrun here is just causing Hugo to be drawing much slimmer here.
That's dramatic. It really is. Especially because we saw how Keswick Wolfrun dominated the second game that Gregory Mitchell played.
I mean, I understand you have Boar and Strangleroot guys and Hellrider. I mean, and Smiter, your mana's taxed, but that to me seems like one of the biggest incentives to be playing this deck.
Yeah. Can we get one? Can we get one Keswick Wolfrun in there somehow? It's Gregory untaps and draws, tapping down on his main phase. Can't be feeling good about this. We're going to see Olivia Voldaren. And that's going to threaten to start going to work now.
Yep.
And Patrick, I believe in a moment here, the curse may be broken. The Jund curse may be lifted.
9, 3, 6. I mean, I think with the Boros Charm, isn't Zealous Conscript still lethal here?
We've seen attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
This attack's not for lethal.
That's true. That's true.
I think we're still right in it.
Perhaps a little bit of foreshadowing. We have some counting here.
Yeah, he's making sure he has enough mana, I think, to if he has.
He's basically deciding, do I have to unveil the Boros Charm right now?
Yeah, although I think if he only has one card in hand.
Yep. He says Boros Charm you. Okay. All right. Is
There we go.
Scripts time?
Attention Magic players.
No way.
Please report
No
to
way.
me.
Oh!
Kurt Phillips, report to the man at the stage for your draft, please.
Oh, there it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh my god.
The junk course continues.
It's you. It's you. There's nothing it can be. It's you. Gregory come to the realization. Yep, that's mine. And attack with everybody.
Oh,
no,
he has,
what do you have?
he has something.
He has
Abrupt decay.
That's still 9.
Yeah, that's exact.
Full enough boar. Oh, there's no mountain.
Oh,
For the
shit.
board!
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have Clifftop Retreat Crag in
Oh
play.
wow. He's right.
Oh,
Oh wow.
the curse
Gregory
is broken.
Mitchell. The curse is broken. Look at Hugo. He can't believe it. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Yep. Wow.
Wow.
That was a good sweat.
You want to talk about a game?
Yeah, that's it.
That was insane.
I've never seen the board not have a mountain before.
Me
On
either.
Turn 8 or whatever.
Yeah, me either. No stopping ground or sacred foundry out there?
Is there some confusion as to?
I can't imagine there's any confusion to the result. No, I mean, left holes were right all
Yeah.
the way. Yeah, I mean, Hugo was thinking the same thing.